Hey everyone, welcome to this edition of the Jitsi Community Call. Um, one of the updates that I thought we haven't mentioned previously is that we tried some of the newer versions of RN Noise, which did seem to perform a little better. So that would probably find itself in production within the next month or two. Also, I believe last week Boris mentioned that we're reworking some of the Ice4J mode of operation. Jonathan, would you like to?
Yeah, there have been a few changes there. The upshot of which is that we have some noticeably enhanced JVB performance, and the other is that we are now compatible with Java 21, which we previously there was a change in their behavior which required a workaround on our end. So I've now done that workaround, and so if you want to run on Java 21, you now can, and I think that should see some performance improvements also, because I think the JITs are better and just general things like that.
Can you talk a little bit more about how the JVB performance is enhanced?
So there were two things. First is something that Boris did a few weeks ago, which maybe we talked about yet previously. I don't remember. Which is that previously there was an API for when UDP packets were received by Ice4J would get pushed onto a queue that would simulate a socket, which we then have to pull from, and that was a whole complicated thing because we were emulating the Java datagram sockets. Instead, we just cut through all that and just directly give a callback, which is much more efficient. And then the other thing is there was a change in the Java datagram socket, the UDP socket implementation, such that, so in general, it's more efficient, but it has to have one limitation that you can't, that there's a mutex such that you can't simultaneously write to a socket from more than one thread at a time. And and we were relying on that in JVB to write everything out through the single shared media port. So instead, I now open multiple sockets on the shared media port, which is a valid thing to do in the socket API, and so we can write through multiple sockets on, all going out through the same port, and that works fine. And that fixes the Java 1721 issue. And just generally, the new implementation, once you've don't have that bug, is more efficient than the old one. And also that lets us upgrade to newer versions of the JVM, which have better JITs. So that's where we get the performance improvements.
Thank you very much for the detailed description. Damien, Jay, Ayana, Boris, anything else you guys would like to add?
Nothing for me.
Okay, right. Did we mention the double connection thing that will land in the new stable release?
Why don't you go and talk about it a little bit?
Christo?
Which one was that? Because it seems I have some connection issues and you were cutting off.
The one with the promise waiting for the init.
The thing with the init? Yeah. So I think we mentioned that on the previous one though. But anyway, so we got aware of a bunch of issues basically that are caused because of let's say something like a race condition. So basically in the code we expect our conference.init method to be executed very early. It seems that it's not executed so early, and from time to time it may happen that the connect method, which is the method which will create the XMPP initial connection and start joining the room. So that may be executed before even initializing the conference in Jitsi Meet, or during the initialization. So the symptoms there of this issue is that so some people were joining 2 times, or some people were stuck on the pre-join screen if it is enabled. So now this one is already fixed. And yeah, I think it's deployed on Jitsi even. And I think, yeah.
And the
That's
fix
about it.
is in the new stable release, and a few people reported that. Alright. Yeah, that's it.
And I just remembered a couple more fixes we've done in the bridge. One was about the content types of metrics, which probably almost no one ran into, but it was reported to us by the community. And it's now fixed. Now it's going to return whatever the user asked for, defaulting to open metrics. And then the other one, which was also reported by the community, which we're grateful for, is a problem with missing round trip time metrics, which turned out to be a regression that we introduced in June. And it was also affecting bandwidth estimations. We haven't directly noticed any issues with bandwidth estimations related to that, but it might have been affecting them. So that's now fixed in mass.
All right, thank you. Opening the microphone to the floor. Questions or comments from anyone else here?
Hi.
Hey,
What's
Hagai.
up, everyone? Yeah, nice to see you all again.
Good to see you. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm just somehow playing around with Jitsi again. I found myself playing around with Jitsi. I think I staged you there for a second, Emil, so I'm sorry about that.
You did what, sorry?
I clicked on show on stage because I was on the mobile.
That's
and I
all right.
thought
That
was
only
gonna-
has an effect on your own thing. So
it does.
you can-
There used to be like something that made it for everyone, no?
there's
Not
a
sure
there's a
anymore.
separate feature called everyone follows me, and when you click on that, then it does it for everyone. But you don't have the right to do it here because you're not a moderator.
Okay, I was afraid for a second there that I did something.
No worries.
Yeah, anyway, I had a question, 2 questions actually for you guys. One of them, the first one was, it's a really old ticket. You probably forgot about it. The YouTube kind of like embedding it inside. I was just wondering if there's any progress on that end. I think there isn't, but I was just curious, maybe I did miss something somehow. If I understand correctly, it's basically an iframe that you kind of like embed when it's a YouTube link, but when it's anything else, then you download the video and then only then play it. Is that correct?
No, it's always a video tag, or it's a video tag in the case of other links that we just play. We don't download it any more than we do in the case of YouTube, but in the case of YouTube, we do use their iframe API. Yeah, and we recently added whitelists that let you decide which sites you can allow this for, because it was pointed out that this is also, it has security implications, because if you share a video tag on a website of your own, you're going to get every visitor to reach out to it, and that website will see their IP addresses, which may not be what you want, depending on what kind of install you're running. So we made sure that you can allow or disallow specific sites, or allow. You can whitelist a bunch of sites. So, yep.
We've also noticed that YouTube does not allow embedding for every video, and they seem to be changing the policy there. So videos that we previously were able to embed are not embeddable anymore. We might run into issues with that.
Interesting. So how would one go about like trying something like PeerTube it would have to be some kind of API on the PeerTube side that allows to do something similar to what YouTube is allowing, right?
So either they expose their videos as a video tag. I don't know if they do that. If they do, then you should be able to just get a link to the video tag and share that. Oh,
Yeah,
or
that's.
yeah,
Oh no, go ahead. Or what?
or sorry, or they have to have an iframe API, but that would require new coding in Jitsi. It won't work out of the box.
Yeah, no, definitely. I like figured that, but it would even get started on the coding on Jitsi, you would have to have some kind of PeerTube API that could be used in the same way like the YouTube API, because right now it works, but the problem is the long videos. If you put a link of a really long video, then it's just gonna load for a long time, and only then it's gonna be able to play, as opposed to YouTube that just plays straight away because it's.
That shouldn't be the case. The browser video tag player is supposed to handle them.
Okay.
It's supposed to handle them without having the full file. If it's taking a long time to show, I think it might be just a slow connection to that specific website, I think.
Aha. Okie dokie. Thanks. That's good information. I'll have to check that if we have slow connection. Yep. So the
It might also depend on the file, whether it has like seeking information.
syncing information. What's that?
Seeking.
Seeking.
In order, yeah, some files require for you to have the entire file in order to play them. Some formats. So if you're using one of these formats, maybe then indeed the video tag player would want the whole thing. So, and if that's the case, normally things like, your usual MP4 would have the seeking information, and you would be able to, just go anywhere and start playing. But you may try with different formats and see if you get different results as well.
Interesting. Yeah, I'll definitely have to Google that seeking and check that out. Cool. Thanks so much for that. That was a lot of informative information. The second question that I had was more of a general, if there's anything that can help me with Skynet. I've been trying to get that to work, and I've been trying to build.
Sarah Connor helps with Skynet. Never mind.
Oh, and that's someone that's not here?
No, that's never mind. Just forget it. It was a joke. Forget it.
Oh, Skynet. Okay, yeah, no. Yeah, okay. No. Yeah, I've just tried to build the image, and I failed. I ran the dev command, and that did build the image. So I kind of was just playing around with this image that I built by accident by running the dev command with a compose dev. And then I found other instructions to run the image, to build the image properly, but I kind of ran into like a lot of dependency issues, which was a bit weird for me because it was the same Docker file. It's the same Docker file, also with the dev. So I don't know what I did there, but I was wondering if there's any other place other than the READMEs on the Skynet repo.
Christo, you unmuted. Did you mean to say anything, or?
No, sorry, that had been by accident. Sorry.
So Saul is normally the Sarah Connor of the Jitsi team. He's responsible for Skynet, but he's not here. So I don't know if anyone else would be able to assist here. And if no one chimes in, then I would advise that you post on community, and he'll probably jump in. I'll give him a heads up that you're coming.
Cool, thanks. No, it's more of a, I have to try more, I guess. Just been trying to build it, and I think it's really cool. I think that could be really cool to have live transcription and stuff like that, and translation. Amazing.
You don't need Skynet for that. But yeah,
Yeah.
though, if you want to have your local transcribers, that would help. Yeah, we use them.
I thought. Oh, you mean like you don't need because of you could use Vosk, or you don't need because you can
We
use.
use external things like we've supported Google Transcribe for a while. We added support for Oracle recently. But so we use Skynet primarily to access our internal Whisper deployment. But it's not the only way to get live transcripts. So
Yeah, no, definitely. I meant like with Whisper because I've been using ChatGPT on the phone, and I'm amazed by what Whisper can do with transcript. I haven't tried the others, so I don't know. Maybe they're also good.
And anyone else on the call, please correct me if I'm wrong. But so Skynet is a front to your local deployment of Whisper. I don't think it would help you with accessing OpenAI's Whisper deployment.
No, I wasn't. I meant using Whisper. It's just that OpenAI also uses
which Whisper? Someone a Whisper that you have deployed yourself, or the global deployment of OpenAI?
No, the local Whisper. I don't think it's available. The OpenAI Whisper. It's
It
just
is.
Oh, it is.
It is, but actually, and now that I'm saying this, you can't use that at all because it's not intended for real time at all. So never mind.
For what?
It's not intended for real time. The public deployment of Whisper just takes files and it transcribes files. And
I've seen like a Hugging Face kind of like Whisper running, but I've never seen a public. Maybe it's something.
They do have an API, but you're supposed to submit a file and you get it transcribed back. So it's not meant for a real-time usage.
Aha. Okay. Cool. Yeah. No, I mean the local Whisper, but I don't know. Maybe the other transcription services, Oracle, Google, are also good. I've just been experimenting with Whisper through ChatGPT on the phone. I don't think they have it on the desktop or on a browser, just from the phone, and it's been amazing. Like it can do different languages in the same sentence and all sorts of crazy stuff. So
yeah, it's pretty good that way for sure.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you so much. Those were my questions, and yeah, it's lovely to see you guys again.
Great to see you again.
Yeah.
Anyone else? All right. In that case, let's call it a day and see you all again in 2 weeks. Bye-bye.